cigarette. The only spirit that I've met runs straight through my head. I don't know shit about cars. I'm the last of my kind. Is bullheaded right. I get lonely at night, filling up my dreams with steep gasoline. Got up to 583. I ain't scared of the dark. I still break my own heart. I don't know shit about cars. Well, I ain't one to pick a fight. I guess I'm never in the right. I've fallen further than I'd like. I'm a lost cause at best. I get sad when it rains, singing songs out of my range, lose my voice on the stage. I'm a lost cause at best. I'm the last of my kind. Is bullheaded right. I get lonely at night, filling up my dreams with steep gasoline. Got up to 583. I ain't scared of the dark. I still break my own heart. I don't know shit about cars. I ain't one to have a plan, and I ain't ever been a man. I'll fold every.
How do I mute ourselves? I forgot how to do that. It's been 1 week.
Oh no!
I didn't have anything nice.
The illness took it away. Forgot how to do things.
I had such bad brain fog during the Cadillac stream. I felt so bad. I feel like such a dumbass.
Oh, that sucks so bad. That's the worst thing I think about being sick.
Yeah. I think I did okay. Definitely like
Yeah.
not my best, but I did my
good
best.
thing
This
it
is what
was-
it was.
Good thing
And-
it was an ass o'clock race.
I know. I felt so bad. I was like, you guys are so nice to me, and I was like, I didn't say anything wrong, but sometimes it took me like a little bit longer to come up with something to say, or like get the answer, and I was like,
You're buffering for a hot second.
yeah, exactly. That's a perfect way of putting it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It took me. I was buffering.
Yeah. I got that. Like when I had COVID, I had that so bad where it was like I'd look at the wall, and then 30 minutes later, I'd remember what it was that I was thinking about. That I like looked over at the wall to remember. It was so bad. It sucked so bad.
What's up, that one guy? At least you didn't cough on stream. That's true. I mean, I didn't cough, and if you ever notice when the graphic wasn't over my face, that's when our behind-the-scenes director would be like, "You can blow your nose now." I had to ask him one
Aw.
time to put up a graphic one more time because I was just like getting too much that I had to.
I'm not done.
I was like, just one more, just do it. He's like, great, you have it for 30 seconds. He's like, free to blow, and I was like, ah, that was
All
fun.
juiced up.
All juice. God, that's like the worst when it's just.
When you have goop in your head
Yeah,
that you have to do things with,
the worst.
the worst indeed.
Caddy takes care of Ash. Yeah, that was really nice of him.
That is very sweet. It is the least they could do, but also
Well,
most
they
folks
didn't have to
wouldn't.
do it at all, right? They could have just been
Well, that-
like,
yeah.
hey, like, thank you so much. Like, they always say, please, thank you, appreciate it. But yeah, they didn't have to send anything, and they did. That was really nice.
Yeah. Little care pack.
It was a fun stream overall on Saturday. Yeah, what's nice is that there's some regulars coming back. So they, like, recognize me.
Nice.
And they get the gist of, like, what's going on. So then they educate people in chat of, like, yeah, like, she's here to answer questions. Like, if that's not your thing, no big deal. But, like, don't be mean. And I was like, thank you,
That's
guys.
awesome.
But then it gets weird. So there's definitely some weirdos that come in. Because I don't know if they're like, oh, girl? Motorsports?
Gross.
Ooh, woo? And I definitely get
Are you
some,
getting
like, weird...
marriage proposals? Oh no!
You didn't think so?
No.
Yeah.
Ugh, the worst.
Someone's like, what time is it there? And I was like, well, I'm on the East Coast of the United States. So here in Charlotte, North Carolina, it's like nearing 11 p.m. And then he, in a roundabout way, said something along the lines of like, oh, after hours, when do you take your shirt off? And I was like, brother, like, this is a Cadillac. This is not like on my
Ooh.
Twitch channel where I can then make you fucking cry for being a fucking dumbass.
Cadillac sponsored by OnlyFans.
Marriage proposals on YouTube is wild. It's crazy. Some people are really nice, and like I appreciate the kindness, but like when there's like an obvious line where it's like, guys, come
It's
on,
too much.
this is a professional setting. Like clearly, I'm a person who's being contracted or employed to do this. Like, why are you putting me in an awkward spot? Oh, okay. Think about this, guys. I'm wearing a Cadillac Polo on the Cadillac YouTube channel, and we have 2 Cadillac onboards. Why the fuck are you asking me, how are the BMWs doing? That's who I'm rooting for. What is fucking wrong with you?
Feels like you're in the wrong spot.
Use your head. This thing. You have this. And unfortunately, it's not talking to these when you're talking to me.
Yeah.
I would chop all your fingers off if you ever interacted with me. I just can't. Cadillac needs to let me be mean. Just kidding. They don't. They shouldn't. It'd be really bad.
It would be very funny, though.
I'm really rooting for Toyota, but you guys seem cool, so I'm going to hang out here. Can you let me know what the Toyotas are doing too? No. Do you not have eyeballs? Go to the fucking live timing.
Honestly, like, you can't have, like, multiple things going on at once. You can dual screen even on your phone these days. It's possible to do that. You can have the Cadillac thing in a little box in the corner.
Square's asking, do you know if I can take a chair to Coda for F1? I don't think so.
Maybe a folding chair. I know that there are a lot of folks who do bring, like, camping chairs. You will have to go to the website just to make sure that it's within the dimensions.
Oh, there's dimensions. What I
Yeah.
recommend is they have like chairs, but they don't have legs, if that makes sense. Like they have a back. So like you sitting on it kind of supports the, does that make sense? So
Yeah.
if you look at those, they'll definitely let you in with that. Again, with the dimensions, like they can't be massive. But you can look at
Yeah.
those kind of chairs if you don't want to sit on the ground, because you will take some extra time going through security, because especially if your chair comes in a bag, they want to make sure you're not bringing anything in that you're not supposed to, and then all that other stuff. So folding stadium seats. Thank you, Panda. So definitely. Hope that answers your question, Square. Camden, thank you so much for the 21 fucking months. Let's go, baby. Race hell, praise Dale.
Did you see the new NASCAR, their, like, marketing slogan that they've got?
No.
Hell yeah. That's what it is.
Is that all it is?
That's what it is. We're getting back to our roots.
Parrot, thank you so much for the 27 months. The time has flown. Hell yeah, brother. It's just a hell yeah?
It's just hell yeah. It's literally all it is.
I get it, but also, like, they announced an ad that's been on for like a month. Where are you guys seeing these ads? It's not on when I'm watching Dancing with the Stars. It's not on when I'm watching baseball, playoffs, postseason. It's not on when I'm watching Survivor 49.
I try to tune out whenever commercials come on.
And if you're like, oh, it's on during the NASCAR race, let me tell you, I've started watching stage 3, and that's about it. Or like napping, like stage 1, part of it, napping, stage 3.
It's on when NASCAR is on, so you can sell NASCAR to NASCAR fans.
God knows they fucking need it.
Ugh.
They're blaming football. Recently, I saw. Which, don't get me wrong, football is a factor, but it's not the only factor.
You could also, like, at any point try to improve your product or, like, market yourself better or do something that's more than hell yeah.
You can get Bad Buddy to play. That's fucking sick.
Yeah, the
So exciting.
CW has been an absolute disaster trying to watch the Xfinity series on that bad boy. Every single ad break, we got a Blue Chew ad and an ice ad. Like, every single ad break. It was so... It was trying my patience, honestly, as a human being.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah.
Well, what about the Toyotas? I can't. Guys, I'm on a Cadillac. What do you think I'm talking about other brands for?
Show me the Yodas.
Use your head. I just, like, don't. It's just so obvious.
I think that's the thing that blows my mind a lot, where people just don't understand that if you're working with a team, you're working with that team and not every other team. You're not supposed to be talking about those other ones.
I'm not on, like, the FIA World Endurance Championship stream where I'm talking about the whole entire race. There are 2 cars we are staring at together, and those are the only 2 things we are talking about with those 6 drivers.
Yeah.
Critical thinking is illegal? Ugh.
Illegal.
I wish we could do a co-stream with the Corvettes too, but I get how tough that would be with different entities. Yeah, they definitely separate that. I feel like I can talk about other things. Like when someone's asked me like who the top 3 is, and I just say I try to avoid I'll just say like, oh, the number 39 Alpine, number 65 Toyota, and just go like really quick. But yeah, I'm not trying to like talk about other whatever. It's just, ugh.
Yeah, it's a Cadillac stream.
We talk about caddies only.
Caddies only.
I forget
Only caddies.
like who talks on those streams. Like I think we're slowly finding our demographic who's coming back for it, or at least like people who are a smidge older and kind of like get what's happening. But then you definitely have children that are like blah 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 because like this is your top of cars, and I was like, oh my god,
Bruh. Where are the parental restrictions? You shouldn't be online after 10 p.m.
Oh, it's funny. It's 10 p.m. Do you know where our children are? In the live stream with Cadillac. We are the greatest babysitters. That'd be like a fun ad. It'd be like, do you need your kids babysat?
Oh,
Not
that's
AI.
hilarious.
Ash will talk about Cadillac.
Riveting.
Sit your kid's ass down. Welcome to the good word of sports car racing.
Show them the screens.
Here's a live timing. You don't have to be lonely yet. This is Cadillac stream, y'all. Yeah, exactly. Cadillac is greater than AI. I don't know if someone was I've gotten a couple jokes. People are like, this is AI. I was like,
Oh my god. So when I've done voiceovers for the F1 word,
Yeah,
every
I've seen
every single time someone's like, is this AI? I know that I have kind of a flat affect. I know that I am reading, but like also, goddamn. I
like,
introduce
but you
myself
still have
every
an
time.
but you also like still have like a little like an accent from where you're from.
Yeah.
And
I
it's
have
clearly like AI does not do the way you talk is just natural. Like it just makes sense.
Yeah. Like, come on. I know I'm doing my best here. I'm trying to like be funny, but it'd be different and make it sound less like I'm reading a script because that's exactly what I'm doing. But holy crap. AI you as a human, that's another level of effort, though.
Someone came in and they saw people like asking questions or interacting with me, and the guy's like, "Guys, I was like, she's clearly not interacting with chat." And I was like, "Am I not?" Like, why would you say that?
Cause heckum, that's why.
Heckum. I'm surprised. I am surprised though that other because I think Ferrari also does onboards, and I think most of the other hypercars also do onboards.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised they haven't caught on to a host of some kind. Like even not the whole time. Like just do a beginning portion, or do go back and forth and stuff.
Yeah, I think that would be neat. I don't know. It adds a little like extra something to the broadcast that's you can't get anywhere else.
It's just answering the questions. I think that's really tremendously helpful, and it's like what Cadillac is kind of like clicked onto. Because like if people are coming, they like want to know what the Cadillac is, and we have all the answers. Like they send me a ton of notes, and then I make sure I do my research myself with like qualifying and why certain things are the way they are, and like who's going first, and background on Alex Lynn and Earl Bamber and all those guys and stuff, and like get them in like into Cadillac. So like people are like, oh, what about this? Like what happens? Or like what's this track? And I'm like, this track is this length. This is why this is important. This is how fast the caddies go. This is blah blah blah. Like what's balance of performance? Like just get them ingrained in it, and I think that just helps a lot.
It's a nice way to like take down the barriers of entry because there are a lot in motorsport, especially if you are just like tuning into a race for the first time, and especially if what you're looking at is an onboard and some live timing. Like that's a lot of numbers, names, and like randomness to try to digest. So having someone there to answer your questions is like that's the best. Can
we go on one last rant?
Yes.
So Max Verstappen raced at Nürburgring again, but he was in a GT3 this time. You go into the live chat, and these motherfuckers are just like asking the dumbest fucking questions. And I get it. They don't know. And then people on Twitter are like, these sports car fans are so fucking rude. These F1 fans are so rude. They don't know anything. And people are like, why don't you educate them instead of being so rude on Twitter? Why don't they just fucking Google? Just Google the fucking rosters if you don't know them. It's not that hard. Also, people are educating you. You're just not reading the chat. What is wrong with you? I just like don't get it. I don't understand. They're like, why is that car in front of him so fucking slow? Why doesn't he move out of the way? It's blue flag rules. And someone obviously explains what it is. And then they keep asking the question because apparently no one knows how to read, but we know how to type. And then you don't fucking just Google. You can just Google the fucking rules if you don't know them.
Amen.
Why is it our job to educate you?
It takes 30 seconds to figure out the answer to most of these questions. I know Google's not the most reliable source these days with the garbage AI that they've got trying to feed you answers, but also you can generally find most of this somewhere. There's someone on Reddit who's made a thread of this. I guarantee it.
It's okay if you're asking questions like out of earnest, because it's one thing to be like, "Hey, I don't know this. I explain it to you," and you're like, "Okay, cool, thanks," and like build upon it. We're having a conversation. It's one thing to be like, "This fucking car is so slow." It's a different class, obviously. These blue flag rules. He's gonna move out of the way, and then someone explains it, and then the person keeps repeating the incorrect thing they keep saying. Clearly they don't care. They just like want attention. It's just it's one thing to have a conversation. That's fine.
It's just people like mind vomiting into the chat and not just trying to monopolize it for their own stupid
They
purposes.
might also be like 14. I think we need to hit our kids again. When my mom thought I was dumb, she'd be like, "Stop, you know better," and whack me with a ruler on the wrist. I just like don't. We've gone too lenient.
I think I think kids should have to like pass a literacy test before they start using the internet, and I think you should need to be a teenager when that happens.
It is ridiculous.
It is honestly insane. Like the amount of people who just dedicate their life to rage baiting people on the internet and just being rude. Why?
They might also be like 14. And yet again, when I was 14, again, I would ask a question, you would answer it, and I'd be like, "I'm done here." Or else I had another question or something else to say. Then we'd all be set. Yeah, we need to instill the fear of whatever. Now I understand why I went to like CCD class, which is like Catholic Wednesday night classes. My mom's like, "Oh, I can't beat you anymore because now you're older and that's frowned upon. I'm going to instill the fear of God in you so you don't do dumb shit." And guess what? It fucking worked. Do I have anxiety? That's besides the point.
A little anxiety never hurt anyone.
Yeah.
A little.
Kids have too many main character energy vibes. They're not afraid of anything.
It really is insane. Like the difference between, so my sister is 10 years younger than I am, and just seeing the different universe in which she has grown up compared to me, I'm like, how are you a functioning human being? Like, how are you out and about doing life? This is insane.
Yeah, I'm on the subreddit for art teachers pops up on Art Popular recently. There's a lot of teachers being like, "We're fucking cooked, dude. Like, these kids can't do shit." I'm like, yeah, you can't insult me on my Instagram. It's so sad. It's so boring. I have to get into a fight with like an adult to like get me to cry. I'll be like, "That's a good one." Fuck you. Like kids will just say something. What happened before our stream? So I commented a comment on an Instagram reel, and someone replied SYGAU or like, which is like, "Shut your something ass up." Either like they're gay, they're trying to be rude, or whatever. They couldn't even write out the whole thing to insult me.
No.
You had to use 5 letters. That's how far we've fallen.
Syagu.
It's I'm just like, "Oh, that it's so tough of you. You just SYGAU. You're so funny."
Like, think of the like clean drinking water that we lost in the process of them typing out that message and sending it.
Probably
They
ChatGPT'd it.
They used computing power that we didn't need them to use for the stupidest purpose. I can't.
Yeah. So if you have a question in a chat, you're more than welcome to ask it. And then someone answers it, and you either say thank you or you continue with your other question and be like, "Oh, that makes sense. Thank you. What about this?" And then it's a nice back and forth. It's a conversation. Not that you keep spamming the chat, being like, "Max Verstappen cut the first corner in the first lap," and then people are trying to explain to you that's not like this is how this works in sports car racing, and you're like, "In Formula One, he gets away with everything. It just does it again. He cut the corner," and we're like, "Hey,
It's not Formula One.
It's not Formula One. Different rules here. There's also more leniency in the first lap along a lot of sports. There's like a lot of things, and you just keep saying the same thing, and then it's just like and then I close the chat down. And there's some people in there that I feel like want to learn too, or like we can get, we can catch them in the sports car web, but like then all those other people are just like, blah.
There's always got to be those people who just spoil it for everyone.
Oh yeah, Ben goes, "By the way, if I hear as someone who works with teens, if I hear one more 6, 7 one more time, Yeah, that's really bad.
I've heard about this on the internet, and I have not experienced it in real life because I don't talk to people who are under 25, unless it's my sister.
It comes from, it started, yeah, it doesn't matter. We're not explaining this.
Heck 'em.
It means a little bit, but it really means nothing. They just keep repeating 6, 7. 6, 7.
I too know how to count. 8, 9.
8, 9. The thing is, we have to start doing it, so it's not cool anymore. Chicago says vapes have the same lead levels as lead paint, so we have the same level of brain rot in boomers and zoomers. Wait, really?
Vapors take note.
Max also missed out on a lot of fun because half the GT grid was in Fuji. Yes, also agreed. And when people pointed that out, other people got mad that someone pointed that out, even though they pointed it out very respectfully.
Why?
Elizabeth, I don't know how many times I can perch on this chair and rant about this. This is an epidemic.
Oh my god. Again, people should have to pass a test to use the internet. You should have to pass an extra one to be able to leave a comment.
It's not even, again, it's not even that. It's just like, just talk to people like a normal person. Like, hey, I think Max got the corner. He did not. Sports car racing rules are different. Look it up here. Done. We're done. That's the end of the interaction. Now
there are a lot of people out there,
You don't know what you're talking
unfortunately, who have no idea that racing exists outside of Formula One, or believe that racing should not exist outside of Formula One rules. I did a little video on the introduction of the safety car in Formula One.
That was good.
Because there was, like, it came from the pace car in the United States, and so many people were like, that's bullshit. That's a lie. Like, the United States could not have done that. And I'm like, I swear to God, like, we were doing wings on our cars over here first. We were doing ground effect on our cars over here first. If you really want to fight about it, I will square up with your ass right now. But it just shows that you literally have no idea that life exists outside of Formula One.
People don't want to square up anymore. It's kind of sad. I miss insulting people.
I miss insulting people, and it, like, hits. You know what I mean? Instead of people being like, everyone says stupid stuff, so I don't have to think about anything. I want to hurt somebody.
Yeah, I want to beat your kids virtually. Can you please teach them how to insult people properly? And not like, oh, you're smelly and you're fat. Like, that's boring. Okay? Come up with something creative.
It's an art. It's an art form. Read
Stalk
some
my
more
Instagram.
Shakespeare, I swear to God.
Oh, yeah. What my preferred method is stalking their Instagram and, like, their friend account and, like, figuring out who they're related to and, like, some personal deep stuff.
I love finding, if it's a dude who's been, like, weird or creepy, finding their mom or female family member and being like, did you know? Like, tagging them. Like, look at what your son is doing.
Someone said something rude. God, what did he say? See, it was so uncreative that I don't care. And I just wrote, you look like someone who would say that. He changed his profile picture, and he was like, how dare you make fun of my looks? That's so low of you. Even though he just, like, fucking insulted me and called me, like, the dumbest R word in the world or something. And I was like, well, you took it that way. Also, that was, like, a throwaway line. Buddy, if you're going to come in here and be mean, let's fucking go.
Yeah, exactly. You cannot pull out the victim card and expect to have sympathy for you. No.
Yeah, that's where it gets confusing. You ask a question, I will answer it. If you come back mean, I will then be mean. And then we go into, like, this weird, like, then it's my fault. And I don't understand where that comes from.
Not on my watch.
We gotta let kids go back on the original 4chan so they can get scarred again and be scared of the world.
If your kid's not seeing beheading videos
if you're not
on
a
the
B-tard,
internet,
then I don't know. You need a throwaway account to fight back in chat. Oh, on the Cadillac chat? That's true.
I'll just log in. I'll just start fighting them. I'll do it. I'll bring the anger.
That's the best one, honestly. One time I saw a beauty creator roast a random balding guy and stuff he could do to improve his facial features.
That's funny. See, that's a good one. That's a good, like, in-depth.
Steve, you would think so, but, like, that stuff is accessible to the internet, but maybe it's like the disconnect of maybe seeing it online, sending them somewhere and making them live a different way for a week maybe would open up their eyes. know.
I think they'd probably just complain and use TikTok on their phones.
TikTok. Okay, let's talk about motorsports, even though we kind of did. I was just mad during the Max Verstappen chat because I'm like, this is a great opportunity. I was so excited. I was like, yeah, get on in here, everyone. Welcome.
Yeah.
And then all I
Yeah.
see are people just fucking fighting about the dumbest things. People were saying, like, Chris Lillum, they're like, oh, he doesn't deserve the podium because, like, Max did all the work. I was like, you guys are such fucking idiots. Chris did a fantastic job. He also got his FIA categorization. I think he moved up to gold from silver.
Ooh.
Just because Max was in the car and they're like, oh, Chris doesn't deserve it. Or like, why put Chris in the car? Like, who's this guy? I was like, oh my God.
Literally imagine doing one smidge of research. Imagine having a brain and putting it to use, you know?
I watched in German, no fighting over there. That sounds nice.
It does sound nice. Just drives me crazy. There's a great opportunity to get more people involved in motorsport, and the first thing you want to do is come in here and insult people and fight about it. For what? What did you gain? Did it make you feel good for 4 seconds and then you had to go back to the rest of your miserable life?
Well, this is why I think that, like, if they knew, they should use this opportunity to maybe, like, have a host or a moderator. At least, like, have a moderator in chat.
Yeah.
That
would
answers
make
questions.
sense.
Or, like, stops people. Like, you have to set the example and you have to draw the line. Which is, like, what I do as a host. I'm like, guys, we don't do that here. Like, people are started insulting other teams, and I'm like, no. We don't wish ill on anyone. We want all the cars to finish. We want great racing. There are competitors. There are colleagues. Like, you don't have to, like, if you're a Cadillac fan, that's fine. You don't have to root for them, but we're not going to be like, boo, they suck. I hope they could get hurt and, like, crash into the wall. Like, no. We can't do that. You need someone to set the line. Otherwise, you're going rampant. So it's really, I'm surprised they didn't take that opportunity to, like, have a live stream with a host, like, in the beginning to answer questions, be like, this is what it is, or again, a moderator in chat.
Maybe they've learned the hard way.
About a moderator, or
about a moderator, probably. Like next time Max Verstappen races at the Nürburgring, now someone will be there.
You know they won't do that.
That would be too easy. You should offer your services for a fee.
I feel like it's not even my services. It's just like anyone could do it.
Yeah, but you could get paid for it.
Yeah, that's true. I could get paid for it. I remember when the F1 Esports this year didn't have a moderator, like the first 2 races. It was trash.
Uh-oh, Skiddy. That's bad news bears.
I was like, no way F1 is allowing this to happen. This is crazy.
That's just a free-for-all.
It was insane.
Yikes.
Yeah, it was trash. All right, let's talk about some motorsports. We do have cough break. MotoGP, one of the greatest comebacks in sports, if I may say so myself. There's no way you can deny that, and I wish the story was more told. I know a lot of folks do know about this, but Marc Marquez is now a 7-time MotoGP champion, 9-time world champion. I believe, and I think I saw this, and someone please correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, he now holds the record for the youngest and oldest MotoGP champion. He won at 20, and now he won at 32.
That's a crazy stat.
That's so fun.
That is incredible.
It's pretty badass. So for those of you who don't know, he had a really rough crash in 2020 in Spain. He broke his right humerus, which is that shoulder to elbow bone connection. Had surgery. Unfortunately, a couple more crashes. 3 more surgeries, so a total of 4. He missed 30 races. His Honda team couldn't get him to victory, and he could have retired right there as one of the greats alone. But then he moved to a Ducati satellite team. And then in 2025, he moved to the factory team. And then Sunday, he scored the points that he needed to secure his next championship win. So it's been since 2020 he's been fighting to get back.
And just for context, like, this is a guy he was so dedicated to the Honda team. He was like, him and Honda were kind of inseparable for the longest time. So the move to Ducati in and of itself was like this massive fracturing of this relationship that had existed. I think we all know that Marc Marquez, like, even if you don't watch MotoGP, you have heard of this man and the stunning feats of chaos that he's managed to put together. But this is incredible. I mean, I remember reporting on his initial accident in 2020 and the subsequent Marc Marquez is back. Actually, no, he's not. He's having another surgery. Just incredible. The fortitude in and of itself to, like, race a motorcycle, I think, is beyond what I can even comprehend as a human being. But to do that while you are injured, while you have a broken bone in your body, even if it is plated back together, ugh, I couldn't. It's incredible. It's so cool to see just how much he has kind of evolved in his career. Like he could have stepped down and he chose not to. He chose to keep going, and that's a lot of kudos to him.
If you look at articles about Marc Marquez between 2020 and 2024, there are just so many of like, he should let it go. Like, he should just retire. Like, he's still one of the greats, but like, he's not going to win another championship. There's no way this is happening. It was just
Mic
5
drop.
years. It's just, it's crazy. It got really emotional on Sunday. If you watch MotoGP, put out a bunch of highlights and stuff, but yeah, it was lots of crying, lots of tears. I was like, oh my God, I remember watching it. It was like, so
Amazing.
it's
Shout
crazy.
out to Marc Marquez for once again being the GOAT.
Yeah, it sucks that like motorcycle racing and just racing in general in the United States is not popular because this is sick.
Yeah. I wish I had more time and emotional capacity to get invested in MotoGP. It's just one of those things of like, I don't have enough hours in the day. I have too many things I already care about.
Yeah, and watching the race live is hard for us in the States too.
And motorcycle racing scares the hell out of me. Like,
Yeah.
race car, open wheel racing is scary in a lot of ways, but like, oh, a person on a bike, ooh, he's just out there. All he's got is his hands holding onto this.
If you need something fun to watch, just go on YouTube and put in Marc Marquez saves, or like crazy saves, and you'll see all the times that like he should have fallen off his bike or got into an accident, and he didn't. And you're like, that's fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah, absolutely incredible.
For us motorcycle guys are appreciative of Marc Marquez because he's the last mainstream name on a motorcycle.
Yeah. Now that Valentino Rossi is off in the sports car world.
Maybe Marc Marquez will join sports car racing. No, I'm just kidding.
Ooh, maybe
How
he
fun
will.
would that be? Then him and Valentino Rossi can fight again on track.
That'd be so much fun. That'd be a blast.
Do we think Valentino texted him like a congrats?
Probably.
Yeah.
I feel like he kind of has to. Like,
He doesn't
even if you're
have to.
arch rivals and you hate each other, there is a certain respect that you have
Yeah,
on
me and
that front.
Kamikaze are on the same page. We're like, hell no. That's what I'm saying. He didn't say shit.
I bet he did.
Maybe just like a simple like congrats period. Just
Or
that's it.
just a thumbs up emoji. That's it.
You did it, kid. Formula None. That was an off week, but there's still some Formula One related news. Elizabeth, take it away.
Yeah, we have the Alex Palou trial beginning in England this week. So Alex Palou in IndyCar involved in this whole chaotic situation where he signed with McLaren. The team, Chip Ganassi Racing, his IndyCar team was like, actually, he's signed with us, so you can't go to McLaren. McLaren is alleging that it caused a lot of financial damages in effect. They're alleging that, sponsors have left because they were signing with the intention of supporting Alex Palou. They have alleged that, Alex Palou is going to be their kind of F1 guy. So they're including kind of Pato Award's promotion to F1 test driver in this as like, we have to pay Pato more money. So that counts as financial loss for us. It's a very crazy situation. One of the biggest sticking points in this trial is the fact that NTT withdrew its sponsorship from McLaren. That sponsorship loss is rumored to be about $23 million. And that sponsorship was tied to the fact that they wanted to represent Alex Palou as a team, in the team. So the rumor mill is fueled by assumptions that NTT is going to be joining Palou at Chip Ganassi Racing in 2027 when it concludes its obligations to McLaren. If you keep an eye on the news, DHL, his Palou's main sponsor at the moment, is suspending a lot of like shipping to the United States. So we're in this situation of like, this may not be a fiscally responsible sponsorship decision in the future. So there's a lot that's pointing to this. I'm going to link this story if you haven't read it. This is from Bob Pockrass. Big Bob, the details of this are great. It says that Nolan Siegel paid to race for McLaren $1.25 million for select races last year, and it gives further kind of details of what the financial breakdown is. So you're never going to get this unless we go to court about it. So scoop up the details while you've got them.
And how long is the trial supposed to last, or do we know like what the?
I don't think we know.
Okay.
I think it's going to go until it needs to be done. Yeah, so that's kicking off this week. Exciting.
Drama.
We also had a Haas test at Mugello. So it's a TPC test, a testing of previous cars. F1 teams are allowed a certain, you can test a car from your past repertoire so long it is more than 2 years old. So Haas brought out its VF23 for two drivers this past weekend, Romain Grosjean and James Hinchcliffe. Romain Grosjean, that's his first time in an F1 car since his Bahrain accident in 2020, where he lost control in the first lap, pierced through the barriers, and burst into flames. He knew that he was going to be done with F1 at the end of that season and had one more race to go at the end of 2020, but couldn't race in it because his hands had been burned. The sad part was that his kids had designed him a helmet for him to wear as like a goodbye in that final race, and he never got the chance to wear it. So Haas kind of gave Grosjean his goodbye, the one that he didn't get to have because of the accident, which was really nice. He said that on the cool down lap that he did, the teams came out and applauded him. He said that he was like in tears, that it just meant so much. And so I was stoked. I like Romain Grosjean, and I'm glad that he had a chance to say kind of goodbye to F1 on his own terms. James Hinchcliffe also got behind the wheel of an F1 car for the very first time. He was being filmed for F1 TV, so that segment we can assume is going to be maybe this weekend, perhaps also maybe the US Grand Prix. That would kind of make more sense. Mm-hmm. I'm going to talk to Hinch at some point, but he's currently traveling, and I'm not going to interrupt his Italian vacation with his wife to talk to him about Formula One. But it was a cool opportunity. There was also Pirelli testing that was going on with Ferrari, but Lewis Hamilton did not attend because he was nursing his poor boy Roscoe, his English bulldog. Roscoe's had some health issues, pneumonia, and went into a coma last week. He got sick, and he ultimately passed the Rainbow Bridge this past week, which was very sad. The paddock dogs are a fairly new phenomenon, but they were like kind of pioneered by Roscoe and Lewis Hamilton. Lewis adopted dogs, from what I recall, that he knew would have a poor quality of life if they were not adopted by him. English bulldogs notoriously have a lot of breathing issues, lung issues, etc., just because of the way that they've been bred. So he adopted them at a shelter because he knew he could give them a better shot at life. His dog Coco did the same thing with Coco, and Coco passed away in 2020. So shout out to Roscoe. He showed everyone in the paddock that having your little furry friend with you can be one of the greatest supports that you can ever have in the world. Helped make F1 a better, more exciting place. I know I personally looked forward to all of the Roscoe moments because I thought he was so cute. Yeah, it was really sad. Like I teared up thinking about it. As someone who has gone through a lot of health issues with her animals this year, it's sad to think about. But man, imagine the life that dog got to lead. Like, what a freaking better life than most of us.
Yeah, if you are a pet owner, you probably know more so than others how much this sucks. Like, yeah. It could be weeks. Like Hamilton, it's gonna suck. It's gonna be rough.
Yeah. And this has been a kind of persistent issue with Roscoe's health for a little while. So the timing of it is just abysmal. Hamilton moving to Ferrari, kind of struggling to get his footing. His
Yeah.
poor like support animal has passed. So I hope that Lewis is being taken care of by people who love him, because that is a sad situation.
Yeah. As you mentioned, Singapore week. We do have Singapore and then a week break, but we got a race this weekend.
One hot night, baby. We're going to Singapore. So last year, it was a Lando Norris win, with Max and Oscar finishing second and third. But we've had some drama heading into this latter half of the season. So, yeah. Tell us about it, Ash.
Yeah, last race, for the first time, Piastri failed to score a point, which ends his 44 consecutive race finishing streak. So,
That's crazy. That's legit crazy.
I think he's fine. He can bounce back.
I think he's going to be fine. There's obviously a lot of like pundits putting their 2 cents in.
You
think,
have to.
Yeah. I think perhaps I don't want to say that he was like caught out by the stress of this, but it's also hard to like, you think you can be cool and chill and calm, but then you are suddenly leading the championship by 34 points and you end in the wall 2 times and stall on the start and mess up. So I think he's going to be fine. I think a little breaky is exactly what he needed.
McLaren needs to score 13 points to be Constructors' champs this weekend. So if at least one driver is on the podium, they'll be Constructors' champs. If not,
Yeah.
the remaining places. But it'd be nice
It's
if
gonna
2 of them
happen.
were.
Yeah.
Well, maybe, Elizabeth. At this rate, we don't know. Because everyone's
We
doing
don't know.
that
Well,
championship.
McLaren is
max
going to get the
math.
World Constructors Championship. It's going to do it.
At some point.
Whether or not it's going to happen at Singapore remains to be seen.
I see what you're
But
saying.
I firmly don't believe anyone else is going to make that happen unless chaos reigns for the rest of the year.
The DNF all races starting Singapore.
The McLaren DNFs every race, and suddenly like Max Verstappen alone wins every race. And I don't even think he'd have enough points then.
There are some similarities between setup for the last 2 tracks, but Singapore definitely requires a little bit of a different approach for Max. It's a higher downforce track. So we'll see if Red Bull will still have the gains that we've seen, but it's also Max Verstappen. So,
And Singapore is a driver's track where it prioritizes, less the car and a lot more the ability of the driver to handle the circuit. And I think Max Verstappen is like the guy for that. If you're gonna put your eggs in a basket in terms of a driver who can do things at the driver's track, it's gonna be him.
as the chat is mentioning, something to note is the race is closest to the equator, so high in temperature and humidity even as a night race, and there's low average speed. So it takes a bit to complete the race distance. Concentration, hydration, and it's the backstretch of the calendar, so I'm sure everyone's just slogging through this rest of the year like, let's just get this done. Asian Skills says, as someone who was born and lived in Southeast Asia for the first 9 years of my life, the heat and humidity is no effing joke.
I would love to go to Singapore, but legitimately the humidity is what keeps me from ever considering it.
Kamikaze asks, correct me if I'm wrong, but Singapore as a night race affects the jet lag. I think they show up a little bit earlier to like adjust for that.
A lot
Same
of
thing
the
they do in
drivers have
Vegas.
already arrived. Yeah. But in terms of timing of when the race takes place, it is on this standard kind of timing schedule that the past races have taken place. So they will have that weird biological clock issue where you wake up and it's 3 p.m. and you're awake for 2 hours and the sun goes away. That sucks, and that is very difficult to adjust to. But yeah, theoretically, they've put this night race at a time that is, I think they did it like so the European audiences could like tune in easily, but it's also very valuable for the drivers who can kind of stay in the same sleep schedule for another week.
Yeah, Vegas is something similar, that they kind of just don't see that many hours of daylight just so they can
It's
be in
brutal.
tip-top shape. So it is brutal.
As a person who covered the Vegas last year, like I felt like I slept perfect. Like I slept a good amount of time. I had a little eye mask, so I didn't, no light got in.
That's good.
And it was still like if I got up at 3, by the time I got to the track at like 5, the sun was set, and I was like, what's happening? This is disgusting. I'm not built for this. I couldn't be a vampire.
Pirelli's bringing the C3, C4, C5 tire combo again. Folks are asking why not the C6. It was ruled out because the force exerted at Singapore and the high temps might create some overheating issues. So they're like, best not.
You want to melt those tires? See what happens?
Yeah, so thermal stress is going to be the main cause of tire performance degradation. Popular choice last year was mediums, and because of the traffic and managing their tires, some drivers extended the life of the mediums to 49 laps. So, will we see any crazy tire strategy? Perhaps not.
Maybe if there's a lizard that runs onto the track and causes a safety car.
Lizard. Elizabeth, any predictions?
I think Max Verstappen is going 3 for 3. I think he's getting another win.
Damn.
Yeah. I don't think McLaren's going to suck. I just think Max Verstappen, I think that man is back.
I want to do a Piastri, Max, Lando.
Ooh.
And don't ask me why I did last name, first name. It's just the way it works in my head.
Lando is more, if you say that, I know who you're talking about more than Norris.
Yeah, that's true.
Verstappen, Piastri, distinctive names. Lando, unfortunately, his parents gave him a crazy first name.
Norris just makes more sense. It's unbranding. It works out.
Yeah.
I wrote qualifying is really important here. 2/3 of the races in Singapore, the winner started from pole position, which is really fun. Only in the very first year, in 2008, has the winner come from a position lower than 5th.
And please recall that the race, the fix was in. And it was Crashgate. So that's one of those outliers in the data set. Spider's George over here knocking into walls.
You think Flavio's like, oh man, I know what's going on.
Do it again. Do it. Franco, you know what you need to do.
Do it again.
A girl could dream. The traffic we'd get for that would be just phenomenal. If someone wants to do a fixing scandal, by all means, let me know.
If you could do a fixing scandal and let Elizabeth like a hint before it happens so she can pre-write an article and just have it be the first one to go, that'd be great.
I'll be ready. Yeah. This time last year, Singapore was also the last race for Daniel Ricciardo. Just as a reminder I don't know, Chris put this in here.
Why do we care?
I still am pissed off about it, though.
Why?
Like, because he deserved a better send-off than that.
Did he?
Yes!
Just because someone's charismatic doesn't mean that they deserve the whole entire world.
I don't think he deserved the whole entire world. I think he deserved to have a pat on the back as he walked out of the paddock and saying, good luck on your next endeavor, as opposed to, who knows what's going to happen next, and then we're never going to see his ass again.
They had a whole goodbye, you're bigger than the whole sky at Coda. It's like he passed away. It was such a big deal.
He did. America lost a hero.
Okay, that's too far. Not Daniel Ricciardo. Like, he's a nice man, don't get me wrong, and like, yes, could it have been better for him? Also, didn't he not want to do that? Wasn't this his choice?
It was his choice, but also it's his choice because he did this before. At everyone. At the world. As a Daniel Ricciardo fan,
He did it to himself!
I don't care.
You're like the Republicans closing the House right now. They're like, oh, it's the Democrats' fault. You have control of all the houses.
Daniel Ricciardo could come back. He could, but they should have at least let him say goodbye. That's all I'm saying.
He didn't want to say goodbye.
But I think they should have anyway. That's my take.
You're saying they should have tied him to a chair and forced him to say goodbye?
Mm-hmm.
That they didn't try harder?
Uh-huh. He deserved a eulogy.
No, he'd rather be in the casket.
Well, at that point, who gives a fuck? He doesn't have a say.
Weekend at Bernie's this man. I don't give a shit.
Anyway, he was the man. That race last year was the reason we think F1 killed the fastest lap point, because they just sent his ass out there to get the fastest lap as a final Hail Mary of his career. deny it from everyone else. So shout out to him. Rest
Dude,
in peace.
I know people hate that move, like Zach Brown, but I
I think it's
that
genius.
that was fucking awesome. I
Yeah.
was like, that's pretty smart, just to steal it away from.
Honestly. Ugh. So that's Singapore. Should be a race. Are you streaming this race?
Oh yes, I'll be streaming in the
Nice.
morning of Sunday,
Nice.
a little before 8 a.m. Eastern. But then I have to leave a little bit at 8:30 to feed my cat because that's when he eats, and then he'll get mad at us.
So cute.
Pumpy
Is he a strict time schedule eater? Do you always at 8:30?
He's pretty good. He'll do like around 8:30. The problem is when we're in the kitchen or if we're downstairs, he's like we're meowing up the place. He's like, I know I'm supposed to be fed sometime soon.
It's time.
It's time. So I'm meowing up a storm. But if we're like upstairs snugging in bed, man completely forgets that he has to eat.
Oh,
If we're on the
little
couch at
guy.
nearing 6:30, he'll just keep eeping. He'll eep away.
Oh, what did it go?
The moment I'm in the kitchen at like 6:20, meow, 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 meow. He started
What a legend.
this morning. I don't know where he learned this from. Certainly not I. He like sits next to me and like meows while I'm getting his food ready. He took his paw and he's like,
Patting you?
yeah. And I was like, can I help you, sir? He's like,
Hurry up.
yeah. Meow, meow,
Slider
meow.
loves to do that. She'll like try to climb up on the counter while I'm getting her food ready, but she's so small she can't get anywhere near it.
Cute. Ray, thank you so much for the 19 freaking months. I'm here. I'm late, but I've never missed one.
That's crazy. Welcome to the party.
You missed my perch ranting, but that's fine. I can do it again. I'm still mad about it.
Rewind.
Rewind. Let's get into some NASCAR.
Yeah. The NASCAR Xfinity Series saw Brandon Jones take a dominant performance for his 7th career win. He was second in both stages and won the race with 54 laps, led and advanced to the round of 8. But in Connor Zilic news, what I'm concerned about, he finished 4th in both stages and was second in the race itself, almost had a shot at winning, but he now has broken Sam Ard's record for most consecutive top 5s that stood for 41 years. So Connor Zilic is out here making history. The record now stands at 16 consecutive top 5 finishes, which is a crazy stat, honestly. I know some people were like skeptical about Zilic getting signed for a cup drive next year, but I feel like he's proven that he knows how to drive car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just, it's going to be like an SVG complaining. People are going to complain about
Welcome.
whatever.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that Connor Zilic is more NASCAR coded than SVG by far, and that's because he actually knows how to win it at an oval. For the championship, the Roval will be the cutoff race this weekend. Sheldon Creed is in 6th place. Between 6th place and 11th place, which is Sheldon Creed to Harrison Burton, the spread is 20 points between drivers. So we're talking about a very close battle here. So it should be a lot of fun to watch the chaos of whatever goes on at the Roval. And if in Cup news,
Ugh, this fucking race.
you'd think we were in Las Vegas already. The way that this bad boy was sponsored by the Hollywood Casino and presented by ESPN Bet. Chase Elliott won the race, NASCAR's most popular driver, despite all of my hesitations as to how that's calculated. He turned a top 5 day, scoring 3rd and 4th in the stages. His crew chief, Alan Gustafson, made this critical call at the end of the race to come in for tires, all 4 tires, to gain an advantage on the cars in front of him who only took 2 tires. And that ended up working because there were 2 overtime restarts. So shout out to Alan Gustafson for having a crystal ball.
Yeah, that like kind of worked, but that wasn't like the main reason that worked.
What do you mean it wasn't the main reason it worked? It worked.
It helped.
It
wasn't,
did help.
But it wasn't like something else didn't happen and he just did it because of the like it worked because of the tires.
We'll get to it. It was the only way. Chris is correct. It was the only way anyone was going from 8th to 1st, even if there was
That's fair.
chaos.
That is a good point.
So that team advances to the round of 8 alongside Ryan Blaney. We've got 2 of our 3 slots here filled. But let's talk about this green-white checker saga because this is where the race turned, I think. What?
Oh, the point you're about to mention, when I was watching the race, I was like, what fucking back marker just caused this? And then it was Kyle Busch.
Yep. Kyle Busch being mid, 15 laps to go, man's in the wall. His tire failed, and he decided that the best way to handle this was to stay out on the track until his tire literally fell off into the racing line. So then we had to have a freaking we had to go a yellow flag, get on the apron, literally go on the, it's right there. It's literally right there. So pit stops happen. Most of the top running teams take 2 tires. All of the top 7 did that. Chase Elliott P8 and Kyle Larson P9 both took 4 tires in the hopes that this would give them better grip and advantage on the restart. Denny Hamlin looked like he was in a shot to win, and just in time his team ruined that pit stop. He has a replacement jack stand man right now, and he missed the jack post on the car. It's possible that Denny also had something to do with this. Denny Hamlin did not have power steering for the last 100 some laps of this race. Mm-hmm. If you've never driven a car with power steering, perhaps find a time to do that, because my first car did not have power steering and it fucking sucked. I was jacked, dude. I was so glad I was in weightlifting while I was doing that. I was legit manhandling this thing, and I can't imagine doing it on an oval on a cup car, so I'm sure that had something to do with his nonsense. So we go back out on the track. Restart wreck for Carson the Hurricane Hocevar and Chris Buescher. So they collided. Chris Buescher beached in the middle of the track. We got to go into overtime. First overtime, John Shunter Nemechek strikes again. He threw a Hail Mary dive bomb on Zane Smith and cleaned him out. Zane Smith was having a fucking great weekend, in the top 10 for the majority of the day. He was in the process of converting that top 10 result in the spring race in Kansas into a similar result in the fall race. And then John Hunter popped him. Zane Smith went sideways and rode the wall, which I'm glad the cars are as safe as they are because it looks freaking cool. But it was also
on the
terrifying.
driver's side. So the only thing separating him between him and the asphalt is him and his seatbelt and obviously that. But then you just have the net and that's it.
Yeah.
I was like, that's less than 6 inches.
I know
from,
that
the head of the pavement.
Sparks touched that man. I know it for a fact.
100%. And then because of the way ovals are and they're banked, when he slid to a certain point, he rolled over.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, geez.
Yeah, it looked gnarly. Thankfully, these cars they've done a great job building them to be safe, so these kinds of things can happen and the driver can get out and walk away. But Zane Smith told the media, "I just got wrecked. He just drove through my left rear." Zane Smith called the tumbling down the track violent, but the rest of the crash itself wasn't terrible. Come on, John Hunter. Why are we... Literally for what is my question.
Did Zane Smith's wife really call him a dumbass? Yeah, top 10 to flipping. Unbelievable. Just our luck this year. Thanks a lot. 42 dumbass.
Yeah. Legit, you've got the wives on the internet calling you a dumbass. You know you screwed up.
Oh, I love that. Good for her.
Yeah. The NASCAR wife. We love it. So we head into overtime number 2. Dennis the Menace, oh, poor Dennis. James Dennis Hamlin. Bubba Wallace was in a must-win scenario in this race, and he was up near the front of the field looking like he could lead this in through to the finish. But he used Christopher Bell up coming to the white flag, and Wallace was caught out by Denny Hamlin at the run into turn 3. And Hamlin tries to pass the 23 low with his momentum, ends up sliding up into Wallace, and they end up kind of making contact and then contact with the wall. So the momentum for all of these folks arrested. I know not to be a Denny Hamlin show, but I would like to remind everyone that this man does not have power steering. I don't think he's doing this on purpose to be an asshole. I just think these are the things that happen.
Oh,
It
he's
opened up.
100% doing it on purpose.
Well, I respect it either way. Uh, this opened up an opportunity because this arrests everyone's momentum, slows down the front of the field, and Chase Elliott comes like careening through the chaos to come through to the win. He had 4 tires, so that 4 tires came in handy because he had a lot of grip and made a lunge to the lead, coming to the line where he won in spectacular fashion as literally every Toyota sucked a dick.
Yeah, the ramifications. The posts, people had opinions. And Denny Hamlin was not happy about their opinions. And he talked about it on his podcast. And he's like, I'm not apologizing. I was racing as the driver of the 11. And it makes sense that Joe Gibbs pays him a lot of money to race the number 11 and to win in the number 11.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, I feel like
he's under no obligation. This is the complex part because, so if you're not familiar, Denny Hamlin races the number 11, but he owns the number 23 as co-owner of this team. He can't give his driver a win because he wants one, even if he's going to make it to the next round of the playoffs and Bubba may not. You still don't want to give your competitors the edge, even if you own that car.
Absolutely.
So he's put himself in kind of a difficult situation where there was no winning in that.
Which one? Everyone I talk to that's not into NASCAR wonders how that's allowed to happen.
Which is very funny because I see no problem with it, but I think that's also because motorsport is such a different.
The problem is what we just saw.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
But was it a problem? Because it wouldn't have been any different if Denny didn't own that car.
Well, if he didn't own it, then it doesn't matter.
I guess so.
Just like everyone's making a big deal that Tom Brady co-owns. What is it? Was it Raiders? And they're like, why is he allowed to...
Yeah, the Raiders.
Why is he allowed to commentate still and do all this stuff? And people are like being weird about it. I mean, he's being weird about it. People are being correct about it in their takes.
Yeah. I don't know. I have more of a lenience on this because it is more of a common thing in motorsport where a lot of the folks who commentate on motorsport are people who have active involvement in the sport.
Yeah, because we won't get anyone else.
Like it
for some reason, we won't train other people.
Yeah.
Or like let go. And we won't figure it out. But yeah, I like what Pericles says. I don't expect an apology from him, and I know he'll do it again, but I still think he's a big dummy. And don't complain when other people send you to the wall then. Is what that one guy says. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. Again, I thought it was an entertaining finish.
But there's no way he knew he thought he was gonna make that. Like, you have no power steering.
He did. I don't know. I don't fault him for a Hail Mary. If he had let Bubba Wallace win, he would have knocked Joey Logano out of the cut line. And made it so that one of like his biggest competitors in the rest of the season was gone, but I don't think that he was thinking about that. If he was, I think perhaps we would have seen a different decision.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it. I don't really care for Chase Elliott that much. I think he's the epitome of like white bread, if a white bread could be a race car driver, but it was fun.
I know this is not important, and people can do whatever they want. It's Chase Elliott's body, his choice. But what the fuck is that mustache?
Isn't it crazy? The little porn stash is so bad.
Again,
there's a certain genre of white man who assumes that their facial hair is their personality. And I think Chase Elliott's trying to be one of those guys.
Panda goes, I didn't realize who he was at first. The mustache changed his whole look.
That's so funny.
I feel like he was going to pull someone over after that race because he's auditioning for Super Troopers 3. All right, championship implications, Elizabeth. What do we got?
So Chase Elliott was in a vulnerable position at the start of this race and is now protected heading into the Roval because he's guaranteed to move on. So he can wreck out of the Roval. It don't matter. If Bubba Wallace had won, Joey Logano would be sitting 8 points below the cut line behind Chase Briscoe. So again, Denny Hamlin sure messed up a great opportunity for Toyota as a general whole to eliminate one of its chief competitors in the playoffs. This is a guy who last week was literally saying, let's think about the big picture in terms of everything, and
So funny.
nevertheless did a Hail Mary. But again, that's hindsight. So
It's not a Hail Mary. I think he just did what James Dennis
he,
Allen, whatever
yeah,
Hamlin does. This is himself through and through.
yeah,
None of us should have been shocked.
yeah.
I think
wasn't.
I'm annoyed that it happened. I understand that it did, and I know
Yeah,
why it did.
yeah.
He shows
And
he shows who he is time and time again.
yes, we should listen to him. Trackhouse had a freaking awful week. SVG did great, scored his first top 10 finish this week on an oval, so shout out to him. He had some shenanigans and pre-race tech inspection that meant that he had to start from the very back of the field while also having to while also making a green flag pass through penalty at the start of the race, which set him up for a very long day. Nevertheless, came back out in a decent position. Ross Chastain, 11th, lost a valuable point at the end of Kansas when he finished behind SVG, which could come into play as we move into this next round of playoffs, where one is going to presume that SVG has a good shot at winning because it is road course. So in terms of the playoff picture as it is now, closest to the cut line is Ross Chastain, minus 13 to Logano, and Chastain's average road course finish in 2025 is 12th. Not particularly promising, but there could be something. 23-11 has a long weekend ahead of it because Tyler Reddick is 26 points below the cut line and Bubba Wallace 29 points. I like that it'll take a John Wick level feat to advance for either literally a win or don't situation. And you or Chase Briscoe, Joey Logano, and Chastain all have to wreck in the first in stage one to even be considered for this being consideration. Austin Cindric over at Penske, his second round is going as poorly as Josh Berry's first round in the cutoff. No finish in the top 20 for 3 straight weeks. His best points score in the playoffs was Darlington at 28, which is about half the available points a driver can score in a race. Mm-hmm. He has to win, but his average road course finish is 21st in 2025. Oh. However, he was 4th at the Roval last year, so perhaps he could have a good day, perhaps not. But we do want to take a moment to spare some thoughts, positive vibes, and good energy to the Tyler Reddick and his family. Their youngest son, Rookie, was born in May this year and was admitted into a cardiovascular intensive care unit for additional testing after showing signs of heart failure. So it's a very difficult year overall for Tyler Reddick. Man's team is involved in a lawsuit. His family is...
I mean, his seat's on the line here with that lawsuit and everything. And then on top of his family stuff, I couldn't imagine racing knowing that, like, the pressure that he had there. And it's just, they were interviewing him after the race. I was like, can we let this man go, please?
Yeah, I know. I don't need to hear from him. Can we arrange a, like, private freaking helicopter to take him home so he can get where he needs to go?
It's moments like these where sometimes fans are so insensitive. I remember, was it a couple weeks ago? Baseball player missed a game because his wife, I think, was having their baby. It was, and people were mad about that. And I was like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Let the man go to his family.
Honestly, there are more important things in this world.
There's 36 races a year. He can miss one.
Yeah.
Actually, he can miss all of them if he needed to for his son. So I really don't care. I commend him for that.
Yeah. So he likely spending a lot of time with his family now. Send your good vibes to them. That's a tough situation. His wife Alexa posted on Instagram about taking Rookie to a lot of different pediatric care units and no one really knowing what was going on, but she could tell that something was wrong. So if you are a mother or a father, always listen to your gut. You probably know what's going on. Send them lots of love because that's a scary situation overall.
Yeah, I hope to see them all at the track soon. Their little ear protection on the little babies. Yes. That's always so cute because it's like almost as big as their heads when they're wearing it too. It's adorable.
It's like they've got 3 heads all at once.
And we had the 100th World Endurance Championship race from Fuji Speedway. 6 hours.
Fuji.
6 hours of beautiful mountain racing. 6 hours with a lot of yellow flags.
A lot of yellow flags.
You motherfuckers can't keep it on the track. You're all professional drivers. What are you
It's
doing?
everyone's first day. Come on.
It's everyone's first day. It's the penultimate race, but it's everyone's first day. Alpine is victorious. First hypercar win for the French. And I find it suspicious that it's during the 100th FIA World Endurance Championship win is a French team. As the FIA is French.
I'm legit not even gonna. I have no argument here because the entire foundation of the 24 Hours of Le Mans was finagling a fucked up and terrible points system to guarantee that the French manufacturers would win for most of the history of the sport. So I can't say I'd be shocked if that was true.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. The French. We also had a Peugeotium.
What a word.
I love Peugeot. Second consecutive podium for Scuderia Stellantis. So shout out to them. How did Cadillac do?
I don't want to talk about it.
You hate to see it.
Okay, it wasn't their fault, by the way.
Uh-huh.
We got fucked by 2 safety cars. Now I can say that blatantly because I'm not. This is my account. I am no longer speaking for the brand nor the company in this personal time. Only on the race times that they provide, I am. But here, Cadillac does not know me. They've never heard of me before. I am Cadillac stream, but make it unfiltered. Yeah, it was just unfortunate. It was just unfortunate timings. The first virtual safety car / safety car, we missed. It came out after we passed, so everyone behind us got to go, and then we got filtered to the back after we went around the entire track. And then essentially the same thing happened with the second one, where we just missed out, and it was just frustrating. If you look at the B Pillar report, which I always recommend, if you go online, you can get these reports after. You can select what race series you want to get it. Cadillac is the top 2 fastest hypercar laps. Our drivers, Alex Lynn, and I think it was Earl Bamber. Then the rest of them are P4, Will Stevens and everything, quick.
Bill.
We clearly had the pace. We just got fucked over by the yellows. It sucks. It sucks that that's what controls you have everything perfect. Perfect pit stops. Perfect speed, clearly. Everything else is fine. We're managing. Hello, little kitty. Yeah.
That's big time auto racing, baby.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then the wave arounds were weird. There was a GT3 car at the first restart. They waved around some of the GT3s, but then they left one GT3 and it happened to be in front of the Cadillac. And then so everyone in front of that GT3, the other hypercars, sped away. And then we were stuck trying to wait to get the momentum to pass the GT3.
Jesus.
And it was how did this happen? Why did this GT3 get stuck here?
Feels like an oversight.
It was a good result for Penske, a bad day for haters everywhere. That's so funny.
I love
To me, I'm haters.
Team Penske.
Oh, Roger was there. He was in Fuji.
Big Raj. I can't believe they put that man on a flight that long.
It's a private jet. He's probably walking around. He's got a doctor with him.
That's a long ass time.
How old is he?
He's 89, I think.
He's fine.
He's old. He's 80 years old. Man was born in 1937.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. He's pre-World War II.
I think he knows what gap means. I'm going to take that as a no.
I hope so.
Through a world war. Gets taken down by the gap.
Oh, God bless.
Roger takes me as the type to go to Japan and ask, "Where's the Longhorn Steakhouse?" No, this is a classy man.
This man is Big Raj is classy.
He wants the red lobster. Just kidding. Unlimited shrimp.
Shrimp. Yeah, so that was our motorsport this past weekend. We have some more racing this weekend, obviously. Formula One in Singapore and NASCAR at the Roval. If you are keen on logging on for either or both of those, Sunday, the race for Formula One at Singapore is 8 a.m. Eastern, qualifying 9 a.m. Eastern on Saturday. So tune in should be fun. Qualifying will probably be more interesting than the race.
What else are we watching? MotoGP's on Indonesia. MotoGP, Moto 2 and 3. That's all happening. So if you're awake, let's see. But France, I'm not reading about you. I don't care. It's on the general. It's on the motorsports schedules channel of the Discord. All of these are just like regional. Oh, BTCC and some Brands Hatch, which is great. British Superbikes, Alta Park. Oh, I like Alta Park. And then we have our Roval races.
Yep. Trucks are NASCAR trucks Friday at 3:30 p.m. Xfinity Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern with the Mustang Challenge at 8 p.m. So that's a nighttime Roval race, baby. And Cup.
It says night Roval race for Pericles.
Specifically for Pericles.
Specifically only for Pericles.
They did it for him.
Our producer knows that Pericles loves nighttime races.
And Cup Sunday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. Motocross of Nations this weekend. Ooh, that's a fun idea.
Hopefully a good race between Australia, USA, and Netherlands. Well, yeah, hopefully everyone can also just act like human beings, unless what happened at the Ryder Cup. Jesus.
I didn't see any of that nonsense, and I'm glad I didn't.
Let's end the pod, and I'll talk about it. But yeah, if you want to watch Formula One, I'll be racing on Sunday. I will not be racing. I will be in this chair at 8 a.m. streaming. If you want to hang out, ask questions, talk some shit, do it in the chat. Elizabeth, what do we expect from you this weekend? What can people tune in to see?
I'm doing Singapore Grand Prix reporting at planetf1.com, and that's largely all I've got on the agenda. I'm doing a lot more behind the scenes projects that are going to take a while for me to do things with. So mostly just Planet F1 at the moment. Deadly Passions, Terrible Joys, podcast not coming out, but the Substack will have more either goodies on McLaren or something else that I've been thinking about for a blog this week. So stay tuned.
All right, that's it, everyone. Make sure you support local, including your local racetracks. Drink water.
Touch grass.
Take your meds. Touch grass.
Say something nice to someone. Compliment someone.
I don't know. Or just stand on the chair and rant like I do.
And then compliment someone on their rant.
Okay, we ended it. Good. Okay, so the Ryder Cup is like, I was going to say countries, but they had like Europe versus the United States. And, yeah, American fans were just dicks. They were just absolute assholes. They threw beer at Rory McIlroy and his wife.
What?
Yeah.
In golf?
Yeah.
Who has that much? I thought that was shit that would only happen in Happy Gilmore.
No, they were just yelling stuff and everything, and then you see Rory like sink a putt, and then he like turns around because he like gets it, and then he's like, "Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you." It was great.
That's so funny.
Good energy. But yeah, they went really full asshole mode. Yeah, it was disgusting.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah,
that's
it does suck. It's just embarrassing amongst the many things that's happening embarrassingly for the United States of America. That's just keeps adding on.
Come on, fellas. Can we keep it together? We're gonna get kicked out of the UN.
I'll reserve I was gonna say we should, but whatever. I don't want to get into that. At this point, I'm surprised we haven't. We just got nukes. Everyone's just afraid of that. Yeah. I don't even watch golf, and that was next level fucking awful. Yeah, they definitely celebrated when they won. Obviously, the Europeans won and all that jazz, but yeah, disgusting behavior.
That sucks. I hate to hear that kind of stuff.
Yeah, same. It was just really bad. They were saying some really bad stuff. So.
Again, I don't understand how we can. I know there's passions and tensions, and that's what makes sport beautiful. But like, you don't have to channel that into negativity for someone. Why can't you just cheer on your dudes?
Yeah. Wait. Yeah. Why can't you just cheer on the people that you want to see win instead of just shitting on the people you want to see lose? Or, like, if you're going to chirp, at least, like, do it, not respectfully, because, like, chirps aren't supposed to be respectful, but, like, just do it and don't throw beer at someone's significant other.
Yeah, that's a strange choice. But I can't say I'm surprised for Americans' treatment of women.
Someone goes, that's Boston Bruin fan type behavior. That's so hilarious. You're not wrong. That is Red Sox fan type behavior while you're wearing a Yankees jersey in Fenway. Just don't do it.
Sheesh. What a mess.
It's such a mess.
Why can't people not be messes?
Chad, I've been honest. We've been looking at places that with my Polish citizenship / that gets me EU citizenship. Where can I go if we so chose to? We're looking at Dublin.
Dublin's nice.
Yeah, really, or Ireland in general. Dublin, I just say, is a city, and that's like you start there, and then I explore the rest of the country, and learn which part we would like to live in. But I think Dublin's like a safe start, and then expand from there. But yeah, I'm like, how to get Kat to this country? Because we're like Japan. I was like, that's crazy. We're not moving to Japan.
That's a long ass.
We don't know Japanese, and we're not going to learn. It's an exceedingly hard language.
Jeez. I recorded a video today about the Polish Grand Prix at Lvov in the 1930s.
Hells yeah. When is that posting? Is it already posted?
Sometime in this week. Next week. In some time.
Okay.
In the future. It's coming.
I'll write Polish things in the comments so people are like, oh my God.
Whoa!
Legit.
Getting the authentic folk out here.
Yeah. Let's go. There's a Dublin in Texas, so make sure you go to the right one. That's hilarious.
Yeah, don't end up down here.
Japan would be great to visit. I don't know if I could live there. Yeah, it's definitely a different kind of culture. As in, like, I know how hard they work and, like, workers' rights. And I've seen a lot of those, like, Instagram reels of folks from Japan talking about difficulty, like, coming to the office and kind of the slog of the corporate life there and expectations of people and things like that, as well as, again, learning the language. I know someone who I met through like a creator program, and she lives in Japan. And obviously for me as a fucking Polish American, she speaks Japanese perfectly. And like I hear her conversing on her Instagram reels and stuff like that. But she made a reel recently that her boss said that she needs to get better in her Japanese, and like that's holding her back, even though her work's in English. But like she needs to be better in her Japanese, and like she practices and she like makes reels about like how she's teaching, like learning, and a tutor and like a different, not Duolingo, like a different app like Babbel, I think, or something. But like it's there's a lot of expectation, and I'd be like, I'm little, leave me alone.
Is there an actual good language learning app? Because I re-downloaded Duolingo on Sunday because I've decided I want to learn French, and it fucking sucks now. There's so many ads.
Is Babbel, Babbel, something like that? Is that an app? I think that's the one she uses, or I can see which one she uses and let you know.
Babbel. Yeah, let me know, because I was frankly disgusted. I can't just mainline French anymore the way I used to when I was in high school, back before ads were a thing. Like, I have to, you get like 20 words you're allowed to learn in a day and shit before you have to watch another ad to reset it. Pisses me off.
So I know she's specifically using she's learning Japanese, or she already fucking knows Japanese, which is crazy. So she's getting better at Japanese, I guess. These are the ones that she recommends. I'll send you a screenshot. But
thank you.
They also do different languages. The first one's specifically Japanese, but the rest ones do other languages. So you'll find that one. With Spanish, Babbel was terrible from what I heard. Thank you.
I gotta do more research, because I downloaded Duolingo because I was like, I studied French in college, but I want to be able to read French. One of my goals is like, I've got some French books on motorsport that I'd like to at some point in my life be able to kind of understand. I want to try to get better at reading it, and it's pissing me off because I try to do a lesson, I fucking watch an ad, get 7 messages of like, do you want to try our paid service? Do you want to talk to our AI robot? Do you want to do... No. I just want to do vocab. Thank you.
Kamikaze says, I got a Japanese family, and I'll be honest, the culture is completely different from the USA. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. There is a TV show on Netflix. Well, I don't think it's Netflix specific. It's called Terrace House, and it's a Japanese reality TV show. But when I say Japanese reality TV, it is not, to me, it's not trashy. It's very, very wholesome. It's, they have these 6 strangers live in a house. They all live their normal lives, like, but they all just live together. And then you can leave whenever you want, because if people move out and people move in, it's like an X amount. But it becomes very wholesome. Everyone's like really respectful, and yeah, there's some like disagreements. But I remember when it was like a younger a younger man. He was like 22. And then the house was just like older dudes, 32, 35, I believe. And the younger guy would not really cook for himself. He would like ask the other housemates in a way, and he would like ask his parents for money, and like you could tell he's just kind of immature. And then the older gentleman like sat him down, and they had like a heart to heart. They're like, "Look, man, like I think it's time," but like really respectfully. I was like, "This is so nice.
That's amazing.
This is such like a heartwarming show."
That's I'm touched. That's actually quite cute.
10/10 recommend if you guys need something cozy. Terrace House. You obviously need to read subtitles and get over that, but
I read subtitles anyway when I watch English television.
yeah, people get weird about subtitles. I don't know why. Like it's not. You can read. I hope so, unless you're telling me you can't, which is why you don't want to read subtitles. But
I need to read because I can't hear for shit because I spent too much of my childhood going to concerts.
my issue for me, which is still an issue in 2025, which is crazy, is it's the lack of how would I want to describe this? Sound editing of like
Yeah, the
this
sound
is really
mixing.
loud. Then all of a sudden it's like really quiet. Then the commercial
Yeah, when the
is, like,
conversations
loud.
are happening between two people and then they like throw in the background soundtrack and it's
Yes.
like, I hate that. I hate that so much.
And then, but like the next scene is like super duper quiet. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah, then
And
you
the
gotta
next scene is
crank
super,
it up.
super loud and like,
And then
okay.
suddenly there's 9 gunshots in the middle of a like whispered conversation. It's like, Jesus.
Really good sound mixing, by the way. John Wick, great. This is really random,
John
but
Wick.
it's so good. The sound mixing is incredible. Like, remember when he's at the club, the first movie? Great. You're gonna hear everything, and the music is still there in the background. And like, this is perfect. I didn't change the volume button once.
So nice. John Wick's such a just a good premise overall.
Bad sound mixing, The Matrix, which we're watching all of them right now in a row.
The duality of Keanu Reeves.
Don't let Christopher Nolan hear this. What other random topic can we talk about for chat? We have 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Oh, excuse me. That was gross burp.
Bless you.
Thank you. Books? Yeah, I got a bunch of books I have to read. Oh, Libby
You read
did something
anything
new.
right now?
I'm reading a lot right now. Libby changed the way. If you guys know what Libby is, it's if you have a library card, you can go to Libby and your library has like ebooks that you can check out from Libby. Like you don't need to go through a library to do it. So if you have a Kindle or an e-reader of some kind, your iPad, you can send it over there. We've talked about Mark Marquez. Nice try, Stakes. But they've changed the way you hold a book. So like if you want to reserve a book, but it's not available right now, you put yourself in a wait line and like you wait till people read it and like it comes to you. But now you can like they changed it in a way so suddenly I've gotten like 3 books at once.
Oh.
And I'm like, I need to read these quickly. And then also I was sick, so I didn't read the other book I was reading. So now I have like today I think to finish it. It's like 400 fucking pages, so I'm just gonna move through that. I also have Dancing with the Stars and Survivor 49, which is tomorrow. So I just gotta it's stressful. So yeah, I am trying to read. Okay, this is what I'm trying to read, chat. Something called The Night Circus, which is like, if you've seen the movie The Prestige, it's like, someone said it's something similar premise. So I love that. I read Catabasis recently, the same woman who wrote Yellowface and Babel. 10/10 recommend. I have First Lie Wins waiting for me, which I heard was really good. That's been a very long wait for me to get. And then I also have A Surfing Life, Barbarian Days. It's the winner of the Pulitzer Prize by William Finnegan. He's a journalist, I believe, who wrote about all his days surfing and stuff like that. And then I also bought 2 books.
It's a fun lineup.
Then I bought 2 nonfiction books, 107 Days, Kamala Harris, which I heard mixed reviews on. So I'm like, ooh, but I wanted to buy it and read it. And then I also wrote, because we're binge watching Gilmore Girls, and I always do the third Gilmore Girl by Kelly Bishop, who plays Emily.
Nice.
Which is Lorelai's and Rory's grandma, Lorelai's mom. Johnny, thank you so much for the 43 months. Same Ash from the Cadillac stream. That's me. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books I'm trying to schmooze through.
That's so funny. I have 10 out at the moment that I'm like working through in various ways. I've started doing like the book processing where I like highlight stuff in the book and then like 2 weeks later I go back and take notes from the highlights.
Sorry, is this for enjoyment or is this, or I guess
For
you're
funsies.
just highlighting books?
I fucking love books, dude. Oh my God, hold
Wait,
on.
you're highlighting books?
Oh,
What are you doing to your
absolutely.
books?
Hold on, let me show you.
Okay, by the way, if
Look
you
at that.
own books, you can do whatever the fuck you want. I don't
Yeah.
really
Oh,
care.
these are my books, so
Yeah.
I'm highlighting in these books. But yeah,
What are you
I
highlighting?
highlight
What are
and
you
write
doing?
in them.
Just read them.
Yeah. But I want to learn from them.
Are these nonfiction or are these fiction?
Both. I want to be, my goal in life is to write novels. So if I read a sentence that's really
Oh, I
good in a
see.
fiction book, I want to like write that down and see what they do
Oh,
with
fair,
it to
fair,
make
fair.
it sense. But I'm doing there's
good
like
point.
this TikTok trend of like build a curriculum for yourself, and I am a fucking nerd for school, so I'm trying to do a like study on the way we make meaning of death at the moment. So I'm reading The Denial of Death by Ernest Becker and have a whole lineup of stuff on that I want to read because I'm thinking I want to do some sort of project on that for motorsport.
How quickly would you say you can read?
I can read a book a day if I really like sit down and do it.
Give me a page number a day.
Like 500 pages in
Yeah,
a
yeah.
day.
If I can sit down and just slog through it, I'll read 500 a
Yeah.
day. I usually split it up now in like 2 days because I have like work and other stuff. But
Yeah. That's
like-
like asking how fast Charlie Sheen can smoke a rock.
me and Elizabeth are on the same page. No, Taylor reads really slowly, which kills me. Taylor's my SO, and I love you. In case you're hearing this, but it's like if I show him an Instagram reel with like a caption or something, he'll just be like staring at it, and I'm like, okay, you like I don't want to show you this anymore. Like there's too much reading. You're like let's fucking go, dude.
So funny.
And he's like, you need to be nicer. And I was like, no, you need to read faster. Let's go.
I like books. Were you a big like reader when you were a kid?
That's huge.
Okay. Did you have the accelerated reading program when you were growing up?
I mean, it wasn't a specific program. My teachers were like, oh wow,
Okay.
here are other harder
We-
books for you.
Well, we had this thing when I was growing. It was called the accelerated reading program. Every book was worth a certain number of points, and then you would read the book, and then you had to take a test on it. And like as part of your like grade, you had to get a certain number of points each year. I set the record of the number of points scored cumulatively in my elementary school, and that record still stands today.
Well, yeah, that's probably gonna stand for a while. No one reads.
Exactly. I was the last one.
And when I say that, I'm not sure. I'm kind of exaggerating to prove my like back in my day, I'm a boomer. But there is a decline in literacy levels across the United States. There's also a decline in book sales, though. Like independent books, right, have been going up and back in popularity. They're now slightly going back down.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a little like,
Buy some books. You don't even got to read them. You should read them. But
Yeah,
just buy them.
I also think buying books and reading books are two different hobbies.
Yes, I agree. The amount of book influencers that exist in this universe that just like basically exist to buy as many books as possible, and then they like post a fucking TikTok 2 months later where they're like, I just skip anything that's not dialogue. You fucking what? Have you seen that?
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's too many words, so I just skipped this paragraph.
Okay, so sometimes if anyone's read Bryan Sanderson, I say it that way because that man loves a good yap. At some point in an author, when you know them well enough, I don't skip it, but I do skim, and I'm a pretty good skimmer. Where I'm like, I get it, because like it's 600 pages and 300 then is just like her like it's just detail I don't
Just
need.
yapping.
It's straight up yaps. It's like when you're reading Moby Dick and the first, like the middle 3 chapters are how to make fucking soup. And I'm like, this was not important to the story of any at all. Like, why is there like 3 chapters on how to make clam
Herman
chowder?
Melville, I challenge you to get published today.
It's just, get a fucking editor. That's Herman. And it's just like, the first time you read Moby Dick, you're like, oh, Jesus. But the second time you're like, I can skim through this and like remember or whatever. So skimming is a problem. Skipping is crazy.
Yeah, completely bypassing like description.
Are they
of
just looking
action.
for like quotation
Yeah, they're
marks?
reading the dialogue. Like that's it. They're reading the two characters talking to each other, and that's it.
That doesn't make any sense.
That's what I'm saying. The amount of people who open up a book and are like, "There's words in here," fucking astounding.
What app do you use? An app to track your books? I use Storygraph. I think you might like it.
I feel like I should be tracking my books, but I don't. I have my like little notebook where I take all of my notes in that I've got my
Oh, I like that.
things because I'm trying to do more stuff by hand.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I just like this because it like splits it up for me. Oh, sorry.
Ooh.
It like gives me like
That's
graphs
fun.
and stuff of like the moods and like how fast I read and like other stuff. It could be better if I imported more data, but I literally just do start end date in the book and like it breaks it up for me. So like most read authors, the paces I'm reading at.
That's fun.
So just to show chat real quick. It's called Storygraph if anyone's interested, and you can add me, be my friend. But yeah, it's just gives you graphs and like what you're reading, blah 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 blah, and like bar charts and line graphs and whatnot.
That's neat. I've never seen my reading datafied in any way, so that might be interesting.
Yeah, I like it a lot more, and it's also not owned by like Amazon, so it's like I don't want to do Goodreads. Blah.
Yeah, I've looked on Goodreads and stuff, but I'm mostly just like looking at Goodreads 1-star reviews to see people who didn't get the book. One of my favorites. Have you read Demon Copperhead?
I have not.
It's intense, but it's like this kid growing up in like Appalachia during the opioid crisis and like how everyone in his family gets sucked into this basically. And it's styled after David Copperfield. And the amount of people who don't get that, where they're like commenting, they're like, this is just a ripoff. This is just a ripoff. The first line is the same line out of David Copperfield. It's like, that's the point. If you even attempted to like read the book, you would see that's the point.
I like reading 1-star reviews on restaurants because some of them are really fucking stupid.
Oh my god. Those just... For some reason, on books, I'm okay with it, but restaurants, I just can't do. Hotels, I do love a 1-star review of a hotel.
If you hear restaurant reviews when it's like 3 stars, it's like, okay, tacos, everything else, fantastic. And I was like, 3 stars.
You're getting dinged for the tacos not being the best tacos I've eaten my entire life.
Or like 2 stars is like, everything fantastic, croissants, was like, croissants, like, just a little cold, but still really good. And I'm like, 2 stars.
What constitutes a 5-star?
I feel like we don't have the same rating systems in our heads, and we only need to talk about
Are
this
you
as a
rating
society.
on the Michelin star system?
Yeah, we all need to talk about this, guys. Same thing with books.
Yeah, I love it.
When you read Calabasas, if you read the reviews before it, that's what I did. And people are like, oh, this is so dense. This is so heavy. This woman has like PhDs. And like whatever, and this book is playing. Essentially, it's 2 philosophy students, but they're studying magic. So, but they're using philosophical, real stuff from like Aristotle, Nietzsche, and things like that. And they're going to hell, and they're going to go through the 7 layers of hell to get to their professor who they accidentally killed.
That's cool.
It is really cool. But, like, so they talk about Dante's Inferno a lot and all this other stuff. And, like, one review was like, oh, this is so dense of, like, philosophy stuff. She's like, I don't know any of this. So I just stopped reading. And I was like, I guess. I don't, like, want to fault you for it. But at the same time, like, it literally says that in the beginning of the book. Like, what this is going to be about. But then she also just, like, walks you through each concept that she's talking about. Yeah. Like, as the characters talk about discussing how hell is shaped. Like, is it a cone? Is it one big sphere? Is it a maze? But, like, they're talking about it when they reference someone. They're like, oh, reference so-and-so who said this. And I'm like, where did we lose you?
I know. It's also possible to, like, Google these things.
Oh, I love doing that. I'm a big fan
I am a serial book Googler. If there's a word I don't know, I'm looking that fucker up.
How else do people learn words? I'm so confused.
Yeah, I know. I don't understand it. But also, I have read studies that our use of words are shrinking. Like, we just don't have the language to describe things.
You think that Instagram comment I got today didn't prove that? SYGAUB. I was elected to lead, not to read. Sad.
I was elected to read, not to lead.
I do like seeing what, like, regardless of your political beliefs, before someone gets mad at me, but like Obama's book list that he comes out with every summer-ish. But man, that dude needs to read some like fiction works. He needs to have some fun somewhere.
That's what I'm saying. This is what I mean when I say read a book and read a fiction book at the end of our shows. Like, legit, use your imagination a little bit. There's so much of our life is trying to be optimized and productive and whatever. Just
don't read a self-help book. Okay.
Do not read read The Master and Margarita by Mikhail Bulgakov one of the finest books of all time.
What is that about?
It's about Satan like appearing in Russia in a disguise. There's a cat named Behemoth. Like there's this big
Sold.
party, this Halloween party basically. It's so good. Like it's a whimsical. There's a beheading in like the first 20 pages. It's just phenomenal.
If I read about Jimmy Buffett, can that count? Sure. Ash judged me so hard a couple years ago for my reading material at Watkins. What were you reading? Is it a World War II book? Probably because you're like 30 years too early to start studying about a pop quiz on World War II. Yeah, so I like reading. So like when Obama comes out with his list, I like checking out like what he's reading. But I'm like, buddy, have some fun.
It's some whimsy.
Have some whimsy. Yeah, you need to have some whimsy. I want to see what I don't know if Michelle Obama puts out a book list. I'd read her book list.
Yeah.
I kind of don't care what Oprah reads. I'm gonna be honest with
I
everyone.
don't give a fuck.
Reese Witherspoon, I don't really care. The problem is if I somehow find a book that she's also recommended, or Oprah or Obama, there's like a 72-week hold in the library. It's so frustrating.
That's so annoying.
It was about the parts of the South that basically forget the Civil War is over and they lost. Yeah, no one wants to read about that. It's too. You just go to
Too
the
on
White
the
House
nose.
for that. Yeah, it's too on the nose. Yeah, have some whimsy, Ben. Read and whimsy can be fun. Like science fiction's for everyone. Fantasy is cool. Everyone can read romance. It doesn't have to be. I know it says young adult fiction, but you can read it as an old adult, as a medium adult.
Yeah. Who says you're not a young at heart adult?
Yeah, just read a book. Or an e-reader or an audiobook. Those all, to me, those all count. People get really weird about that.
Yeah.
Listening,
I don't.
if you are ingesting, I feel like audio is fun too because it helps a lot of people pay attention. But you're still imagining things in your head, right? Like you're still
Exactly.
picturing. Oh, some people don't do that though. Did you know that?
That is true. That's wild.
If
to
I say
me.
the word apple,
I see an apple in my
I see
head.
apple in my head. Whatever
Is
color.
it a red delicious? That's
Yes.
what I see.
But some people don't picture an apple. They have to like
It's
either
crazy.
like think about it really hard to do so, like work on picturing an apple, or as I'm reading, like it's like a movie in my head.
Yeah, same. But I know that's not the case for all people. I'm one of those people I can't do audiobooks. Like I need to have the physical
I
copy
can't when
of
I'm
a book in front of
driving.
me.
Otherwise forget it.
I hate listening to people talk while I'm driving.
That's so.
Podcast, nothing. A conversation with someone next to me. I feel so bad for Chris when we do road trips and I'm driving. I'm like, I just want to listen to my fucking music. Don't say anything.
Oh, Chris. I remember Elizabeth drove myself. I forgot who was in the car. Who else did you drive home?
Is it Blake?
Was it Blake?
Blake Hinsey?
Maybe.
I think so. I swear it was.
Anyway, when we drove us home from Kona, I remember you saying something. I think you said that. You told me, and I was like, okay, I'll just sit in this passenger seat and not say anything.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're driving us home. I ain't doing shit to get myself
I swear
kicked
I'm
out.
not being a bitch. That's just how she rolls.
Yeah, I loved your car. It was so cozy. I remember like family road
Was
trips.
it my big was it the Suburban?
Yeah.
Yeah. That thing is beefy. The fucking armchair seats. Every single car needs to have an armrest.
Oh, if you read a book that has a movie or a TV show, do you picture the actors? No. I'm pretty good about that.
No, because I usually read the book first.
They also change enough where it's basically not the same thing.
Yeah. And it makes me mad.
I also just like putting my imagination on it. So that's fine. Someone mentioned cookbooks.
Oh, I love a good cookbook. What I love more than cookbooks are like books about cooking and like how the processes of cooking works. Like I just got a book called The Science of Spice of
Fun.
how spice the chemicals make
Yeah.
you feel things and how to blend them together. Like that's the shit I love.
Yeah, that stuff is I'm good with. I don't like cookbooks all too much. I have like really specific ones. I think Kamikaze, you mentioned you collect them. Oh yeah, from other cultures, and so far I have 20. Yeah. I'll just have like one this, one that, and that like I'll be done to like reference it and stuff like that. What I need. Spanish radio talking about tea has ruined my thoughts while driving. Oh, that's so funny. Episode on Rint was really great, Elizabeth.
Thanks. I was very stoked on that one. I thought it came out really nice. I love Jochen Rindt. He's one of my sons who died before I was born.
We need to do another... Oh, chat. Someone did this with, I think, basketball Nepo babies, but I texted Elizabeth and I was like, we need to do this with motorsport Nepo babies. Who scored more points in their career? But yeah, Elizabeth made a good point that we do have to... Because, like, right, if Jan Magnussen only did sports car racing, but his son did F1, like, how do we translate those points?
Yeah, and how do you translate the points systems in F1? Like, I guess you could do, but, like, back in the day when it was only 1 through 6 positions that got points scored, you'd have to go
10 races.
Like, it's just yeah, fucking, you raced 4 times a year, only 3 of those races count.
Yeah, how do we figure that out? But
yeah, that'll require some finagling.
Just like our fantasy points that I still haven't done, and you're totally winning.
I fucking forgot about that. Oh, no.
Translate as % of available points?
Interesting idea. That could be fun.
I like that.
Yeah. Math. Time for math.
Yeah, we'll need to get we'll think about all the Nepo babies that we can possibly think of. My favorite's going to be Carlos Sainz versus Carlos Sainz.
Carlos versus Carlos.
Just because of Dakar.
Jonathan Palmer and Jolyon Palmer.
Oh, that's a good one. People forget about that.
Nico Rosberg. People forget that Jolyon Palmer's dad owns like motorsport in the United Kingdom, like multiple tracks.
Yeah, but I like him, and I don't care that he's a Nepo baby.
I don't care either. I love fucking Jolyon Palmer's hilarious. He's a great dude.
Oh my god, people were getting annoyed at the McLaren thing. All the commentators.
Really?
Yeah. Jolyon Palmer's like, this is ridiculous. I was like, like, pop off, son.
Let him know.
I was like, yeah, let him know. Do what you gotta do.
I have a Jolyon Palmer story to tell you, but I'm gonna tell you after the show.
Okay, perfect. Oh, we gotta find out good Nepo babies. Oh, I like % of available points. I gotta write that somewhere.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I'm just gonna paste that in the Formula 1 chat, and everyone's gonna know what that means. I'll put it in the mod chat. Okay. Thanks, chat. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for letting us listen about books and things afterwards. But it was nice to hang out with you. Elizabeth, thank you so much. Oh my god, I blocked your face with the OBS.
Thanks. Rest in PP.
All right, chat. Be good, behave, drink water, read a fucking book. Support local, include your local racetracks. Enjoy all the racing this weekend. I'll be here for F1. And, yeah. Be there or be square because you're not around.
See ya.
Bye, stinkies. I don't feel like finding music to put back on because it takes a lot of effort. So we're just going to leave with the sound of my sick voice and my cold.
I was going to say sniff into the microphone.
Hope you enjoy that. Get vaccinated. Bye.